Tuesday. Hi, everyone. 𝒂𝒐𝒓𝒌𝒊𝒂𝒏𝒕. Hey, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Come on in, say hello. Come on in, say hello. Come on in, say hello. Just myself. It's been a long day. My eyes are tired. Hi, everyone. Okay, hold on. Let's not Tuesday anymore. Hi, everybody. Happy Tuesday. That much I know. I don't have to read to know what day of the week it is. Ah, thank you, Jesus, for eyes. Thank you, Lord, for eyes. Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Happy Tuesday. Thank you. I am Ellie007. Welcome in. Let me adjust this one on Amazon. I said Amazon. Can you tell I have Amazon on mind? What is this thing called? Facebook and YouTube. I felt like 2 weeks. That's your way. Yeah, that's your way of telling me you missed me. I missed you too. I missed you too. Good evening, everybody. Welcome. Come on in. Say hello when you come on. Come on in. Say hello. Let me pay my loan guy before I forget. And he's gonna like Miss Abby. Where's my money? The money's coming. Happy Sola. Lale is my former married name. Just an FYI. I need to put that out there. But it's the name I have everything in this country. So being an Ijebu girl, I ain't just going to change. I'm not going to spend money to change all those. I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. It is what it is. August got to 23rd and decided to hit the advice of January. Take this slow. I don't think it's slow. I mean, tomorrow is the 27th. Before you know it, it's 31st. I'm telling you, this August is like the people born in the month, like just very, very impatient people. I wonder who they are. My sweet girl is Anita is still part of us too. Very impatient people, very nice people, really, really compassionate, but they're so impatient. I've never seen. Hi, everyone. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. I think it's Tuesday. Welcome in. As Miss Secretary would say, hello, Miss Peggy. How are you? Hello, Miss Olawumi. How are you doing? Hi, TikTok family. Hello, Facebook and YouTube. I think I messed up my hair a little bit, but oh well, it is what it is. How's everybody doing? If you are just joining us for the first time, let us know where you're joining from. T. What city, what state, what country, American Egypt. I'm telling you, listen. Because for instance, you good, baby boy? Okay. Do I need to give you hey? Do I need to give you some medicine now? When you're about to sleep? Okay. Listen, my New York State Bar license, which is like the biggest license in my office. When it came in, it looked it up. It's been a while now, and then it was like $750, and that's like because I've been divorced now 8 years. So it was initially, and they said, okay, when it came with 750, no, you can keep it. Let's leave the name on there. And hurting nothing. Let's just leave it alone. But anyway, I was like, no. Welcome everyone to the most positive immigration space on social platforms, safest space to celebrate immigration victories and ask questions about new policies with this lady right here. So put your questions in the comment section, but welcome in everybody. We come together as a group of immigrants every Tuesday and Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. every other time zone. You're gonna have to ask Google, Alexa, Alexia, whatever her name is, Chat GPT. Just ask them; they'll let you know. But this is one of the, I want to say it's a safe space for us to come together and share all things immigration, share our victories, pray for one another, motivate one another, encourage one another, and learn about immigration policies, immigration updates, and all that good stuff with this lady right here with the salt and pepper hair. And once again, thank you so much for all the love you showed, TJ and I last week. We really do appreciate it. 47 feels so good. I look back and I just say, thank you, God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. And my mouthy, mouthy American kid who turned 15 a day before and has a learner's permit. Y'all driving in that area, drive at your own risk. Don't be calling me because they said they can have a learner's permit. Hey, listen, I didn't make the laws, they did. So y'all drive at your own risk. But he's going to tell me, it's like, Mama, 50 is just 3 years away. That's like family babe. That's what I said. Family babe. Because now there's no, I can insult them anyhow, just because, But anyway, thank you once again. We really do appreciate that. And if we can help you with your immigration cases, be sure to contact our office at 334-341-4475. Visit our website at @olalayalawfirm.com, 334-341-4475, olalayalawfirm.com, info@olalayalawfirm.com. WhatsApp, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn at Olaleye Immigration. The fastest way is to call us, or you can send a text on WhatsApp, and my girls are usually very, very, very fast in responding. We'll be glad to help you out, especially this time that we're going through in the sense of the current administration. You really want to have an attorney on your side when you're dealing with immigration stuff and all that. So let us know how we can help you. We handle a whole array of immigration case types. Not everything. I don't do detained cases at all, but usually I'm able to refer people out if you need a referral for that. But welcome in, and once again, let us know where you're joining in from. And our routine is we talk about the topics, or some days if it's just questions, then we go straight to questions. But if we have topics to talk about topics, and then put your questions in the comment section, and I get to as many questions as I possibly can. So we'll try to make it, what's that, 8:42. I want to see how long I can, because I got the criminal trials tomorrow morning. But anyway, let's talk immigration, y'all. So what are we talking about tonight? There's an uptick, unless you're living under a rock, there's an uptick in people being issued notice to appear in immigration court, being placed in removal proceedings. And so I've had people consult with me and then ask me, because everyone is on edge, and and understandably so. Like, okay, so you've got an immigration. So what we're talking about tonight is removal hearing. Should you attend? If you've got an removal hearing, should you attend your hearing, meaning you have been placed in immigration court? Should you attend your immigration court hearing? If you do not attend, what are the consequences that you can face with that? So removal hearing basically is you being placed in deportation proceedings. That's the best way to describe it. The U.S. government is saying by the time you're being placed there, for whatever reason, whether it's a denied asylum case or a denied, marriage-based case, a denied employment case, adjustment of status, a denied I-751 is a very common reason to be placed in the removal proceedings. The U.S. government is saying, so you're not authorized to stay in the country, and so we have a right to remove you from here. But because of due process rights, you have a right to go to court and present your case in court and apply for any kind of relief that you may be eligible for in immigration court. Sometimes people who already have green cards, like conditional residents or even 10-year green card holders, may be placed in removal proceedings for whatever reason. Conditional residents, for the most part, will either be because your conditions, your status was terminated and the conditions were not removed, or you've been accused of fraud and USCIS has referred you to immigration court, and now you've got to present your case to an immigration judge. Now, you've got the way you're going to know if you have a court hearing is USCIS will issue you, or sometimes you may be issued that by ICE or CBP, just depends on how you come in and what you're dealing with. But for the most part, majority of immigrants will get an NTA issued by USCIS. They issue you an NTA, which is a notice to appear in immigration court. The NTA will normally have your court date, and the time to appear in court. But the best practice is to always check with the court system, which is you can go on the EOIR website, put in your alien number. It will tell you when your court date is, or call the court directly, speak to somebody in the court in your state, and they'll let you know exactly when your hearing is. Or you can call the toll-free number, and the toll-free number, you put in your alien number, it will tell you when you have your next court hearing. So you've initiated an NTA, now you have a court date. Because of what's going on, everyone is on edge. So it used to be no one worried about attending court because you have a right to defend yourself in court. So you're going to present your defense against removability. But now, especially because there are a group of people who can be expeditiously removed, that would include those who have been in the country for less than 2 years and don't have any status that is keeping you, authorizing you to stay in the country. But majority of people would be referred to court, and then you have your hearing. You have a master hearing, which is the first hearing you have in court. Basically, the judge is going to let you know why you're in court. You're going to either admit or deny the allegations. They may require you to have a written pleadings to be filed with the court, so you may do that orally. And then you have a merits hearing and or what we call an individual hearing that is going to be scheduled. So the question then is, given the atmosphere of what under this administration, what's been going on, you were hearing of, and that's one of my colleagues just, have a group of immigration attorneys. One of our colleagues posted something on immigration in our group where today, I think this was in Dallas Immigration Court, ICE officials were, arresting someone, with kind of quite a bit of force that wasn't necessary. It was just really, really heartbreaking to watch that. And that's what we see. I've been in, I think it was in Montgomery. I think it was about 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago in Montgomery field office, which is not one of those field offices where they have, but I'm not really sure. I can't really tell you what transpired, the only thing I know is one of my colleagues was there, went in with both parties, came out with just one, just the wife, and so it was like, okay, where's the husband? So I really can't tell you, but the atmosphere obviously is very scary, and so it is justifiably you are going to be having questions for someone who has court hearings. You're going to be having questions about, is it even worth attending my court hearing in court if there's a possibility that they may just arrest me or detain me or whatever the case may be. Now, most of the time, we're not seeing people be detained. As far as, is it possible? Yes. But every case is different. It's going to be, people, detention really is, the rationale behind the detention is someone is a flight risk and they have to answer in court, and we're going to hold them until we can actually make sure we put them in a plane and deport them. And until then, if they have court hearings, we have to take them to and all that. And so people are justifiably afraid to go to court because you're seeing all this happening and you're wondering, okay, will I fall within that, category of people who just get detained? And if that's the case, should I even attend my hearing? So here is what I need you to hear. No one can control who's going to be detained or not, and that's just the truth. Having an attorney is helpful to know what transpires in court and what can be done if you end up being detained, compared to if you had no one in court at all, to be able to give a narrative of what happened in court and know what the next line of action will be. But whether or not you should attend your hearing, obviously that's a decision you have to make, but know the consequences of not attending your hearing. If you have been issued a notice to appear in immigration court, you do not have a choice but to attend your hearing. Hear me loud and clear. if you have been issued an NTA to European Immigration Court, you don't have a choice but to attend your hearing. Here's why. An NTA is basically telling you, we have found that you are removable from the country. But before we actually remove you from the country, we're going to allow you. Okay, I'll get to that. We're going to allow you the opportunity to defend yourself or to present a case for why we should not remove you from the country. And so we're going to schedule a master calendar hearing, so you know why you're even in court and what the allegations are. And then the judge decides to give you a scheduling order for you to file your application for relief and all. So you go through the motion. If you have a master hearing that's scheduled and you fail to appear in court, please understand, and there is no justifiable reason why you're not in court, meaning you don't have you're not sick. It's not like you're on, God forbid, you're terminally ill. There's an emergency, something that'll fall within a good cause reason why you're not in court. You don't have any evidence to support that. The judge is going to enter an order against you, and it's called an order in absentia, basically saying that because you have not presented, and now listen, understand this, an attorney representing you and attending your hearing is not sufficient for your presence. So you having a lawyer that's going to represent you in court is not the same thing as you, the respondent, appearing in court for your hearing. You have a right to counsel, but your counsel is not, unlike a criminal case where, for instance, like I said, I have some criminal trials tomorrow morning. It's called preliminary hearings, which basically is probable cause hearing to find out if my client's cases will be bound over to the grand jury and get to the circuit court where we deal with felonies and all that, right? For the preliminary hearings, my client, I can waive their presence. That's acceptable for in my state in Alabama. I can waive the presence of my lawyers and my client because I am representing their interest, and they're not even going to say anything. They have a right to be silent anyway. So they're not going to say anything, and I have a right to waive their presence at the hearing. When it comes to trial, I don't have a right to waive their presence because they have a right to attend the trial. But for certain hearings, I can waive their presence. It's not the same thing in removal proceedings. If you have a hearing, you have to attend your hearing. Even if you have an attorney, your attorney represents your interests. Your attorney can, file paperwork in court. Your attorney can make legal arguments on your behalf. Your attorney cannot tell the judge, well, I'm standing in for my client. My client couldn't make it today. Guess what's going to happen? The court, if you've got no big justifiable reason why you have not appeared in court, the judge is going to enter an order in absentia against you. So basically saying that you failed to appear in court and you didn't give a reason, a reasonable explanation of why you did not come. What does that do? That basically gives ICE the authority to come get you, pick you up wherever you are, and actually deport you. So no questions asked, because if you're trying to avoid being detained, being deported because you have a court date, you can actually make it worse by not appearing in court, because then they would actually enter a removal order. So an order in absentia is basically a removal order, an order saying that you can be removed from the country, even though the order is being entered in your absence, just solely based on your failure to appear in court. So in spite of what's going on, which is understandably worrisome, yes, you can complicate your case by not appearing in court, because then you can actually be immediately ordered removed in your absence. That means ICE has an order that they can immediately execute against you and actually carry that order out and have you removed from the country. So it is still basically, you don't have a choice but to attend your hearing. Just attend with a lawyer. Most people that I know are not being detained, knock on wood. Just pray, pray before you go, pray when you're there, pray before you leave. It's in the hands of God at the end of the day. but just do your part and make sure you attend your hearing in court. So I hope that helps to explain the process and why it is absolutely necessary why you have to be in court. So that's all she wrote, people. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. All right, so I'll get to as many questions as possible. 8:55. Please put your questions in the comment section. Please do not repeat your questions. It will be very, very much appreciated if you do not repeat your questions, so we can get to as many questions as possible. All right, let's see. Hello, Miss Collins. How are you? Oh, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday, August 26th. There's someone who used to be in my life whose birthday is today, but they're no longer important. Let's realize. But anyway, just always remember their birthday as well. I don't ever forget dates. Like, that's just me. Dates, I don't ever forget dates. There are a lot of things I don't forget though. Being honest, never knew you were from Ijebu. I'm not from Ijebu. My mom is an Ijebu woman, so I guess that makes me have half Ijebu. My mom is fully Ijebu, so I have those traits where, though by necessary, when like some things I splurge on, and it's like like it's never. I can never have too many perfumes. I just it is what it is. It is what it is. But so that one is like, yeah, but just some things like we're spending money on that. Okay, and then so it's not like it's my mom. It's I guess I have Ijebu blood in me though. How are you doing, Miss Collins? How is everyone over there? I have to come to your island one of these days and see you. Hello, Adisumbo. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I'm a U.S. citizen and I filed I-130 for my mom last year, December. How long? Anything about? Okay, so let's put some things in place. Anything about how processing times? That's not the question I'm going to answer. Go on uscis.gov/processing times. And talking of filing for mothers, shout out to my sister-in-law's mother, my sister-in-law, whose I-130 was approved on her birthday. Y'all, that's a story only God can write. Somebody else tell me how many. I mean, we've had those cases. I think Miss F's green card was approved on her birthday, but this was approved on her 70th birthday exactly. How great is God? God is. He just will give. I mean, that. What more can you? I mean, that's a birthday gift that is. You that just comes from God. No other way. No, there's no questions asked. That kind of thing. So shout out to her. Shout out to Mr. AM on his perm certification. I forget. Listen, we just thank God. August has been great to us. We thank God, and for those of us still waiting on God for His. There's still plenty of time. This is the 26th. God is a God of the suddenly. He doesn't need more than not even up to a second to change your life. So there's still plenty of time in the month of August. If you have put it before the altar of grace and said, "This month I have to get my blessing. God has to do something great. God has to show up and show out for me." He is listening. He is more than able to do it just like that. It doesn't take but a fraction of a second for God to turn things around. So we use that as a point of contact to the lives of others. So anything about processing times and questions, responses to your questions are general in nature, nothing specific to anyone's case. Anything about processing times, please go on uscis.gov/processing times. Anything about travel, ask your attorney or schedule an appointment with somebody to discuss that. So and please do not repeat questions. Do I need to reapply for, since my I-130 was approved, I applied for AOS and my application was denied on the same day. Why was it denied? Why was your AOS denied? I guess that's the question. Oh, we're talking about, I gotta respond to someone. My I-751 is approved after 6 months with no interview. God is so faithful. That's what I'm talking about. Congratulations, Miss Ella. Absolutely. And keep in mind, this is the administration we're in, that they've already said it, that everyone is going to be scheduled for an interview. So if God decides that, whose report shall we believe? We shall believe the report of the Lord. Even though that's what they say, but keep in mind that is a man-made law. It does not mean that God cannot show you favor even in the sight of those who make the law. That God will they make the law, right? God will use the same lawmakers to favor you and go against the laws that they made just for your own sake. That is how God can turn things around. So let them make the law. That's fine. You've got to obey the law. Absolutely. But because a man that God spoke into existence, and a man or woman that is living because of God's breath said something, doesn't mean that it's going to be what God says. So congratulations, Miss Ella. We celebrate you. All right, let's go to. I always go to TikTok first. Let me go to Instagram. And I'll come to TikTok. Let's see, got some time. All right, let's see. Fully space. Hello, Miss Tina. How are you? How are you? Shalafia. Muhyiddin Ibitor. How are you doing? I am me for you. Thank you for joining. Hello, Miss Emily Sanctuary. That's my sister from another mother. Thank you. I am Ellie007. From last Thursday to today felt like an eternity. I missed you. I missed you too. I missed you too. And thank you, Miss Ella Sanctuary, for that wonderful, wonderful gift. Like, I'm still trying to figure. We listen, we don't judge. Still trying to figure out where to put it, because remember the basketball portrait she sent for TJ was it last year? Can't remember. So I was told by the bossy 15-year-old that it has to be in my room. Even 1 year old. It's do for your kids. So I took it down. I was like, well, now that I have a portrait of my own, let me replace it with mine, because this is my room, right? There's some war going on because I took that down. And so both portraits are down just on the floor, like laid against my wall, because I can't put any of it down off, because I can't replace that with mine. And if y'all like, as your picture, my room, emphasis on my room, my house, but specifically my room. The fact that it's been there doesn't mean I cannot take it down. My room. But anyway, both portraits are on them, still laying against the wall. So we're going to see how that works out at the end. We shall see. They're fighting about in my own space, only in America. American Jebu. I'm telling you. Only in America. Waiting. Thank you for joining from Seattle. TJ, what a laugh, Miss Peggy. I did the work joining in from Atlanta, Georgia. Thank you. This is Tumoy. Tumoy, thank you for all you do. Thank you as well. When you say Tumoy, what does that mean? Y'all work with me, yeah. Tumoy, that doesn't, you have knowledge. Is that what that means? Am I saying it correctly? Like Tumoy or Tumoy? I don't know. Y'all tell me what it means, then I can figure it out. Fumi Space journey from New York. Thank you. That's one of my favorite cities ever in this world. Love New York City. Let's see. Hello, Mr. Collins, Mr. Virginia Collins, Alexa plus whatever. So ask them. Be patient. You drive on the road. Drive at your own risk. If you are in my area, the word is sufficient for the wise. Drive at your own risk. My keys now. I had to go look for my keys. Like my spirit, because I have another car. Let me keep that, because no. Sure, you still know how to speak Egypt. I don't even know how to speak to start with. I'm not. My mom is the Egypt woman, so there's no reason for me to even know how to speak it in the first place. Happy belated birthday to you and our teacher. Thank you. Appreciate that. Hearing is lovely. Thank you. Let's see. Hello, Miss Sophia. How are you? Hello, Epic Movement. Did you have a great birthday? That's my birthday mate. And Miss Kazim is also another August 21 baby. Shout out to Miss Kazim. Epic Movements, what did you do last Thursday? Don't tell me you went to work like I did. Like, what's your question, Miss Sophia? Put in the comment section. Let's get the questions answered. Let's see. If you go, wahala. If you don't go, go with God. That's what you have to do. Just go with God. Just, if you got a court hearing, but some people have like WebEx internet-based hearings, which is great. You can just be in the comfort of your home and attend that. But we're talking more about people who have in-person hearings scheduled, but you just have to go. You don't have a choice. But just put it before God and let it go before you. Different shades. I have different shades of red. Like I have like a whole case of different, like, I don't think there's a red that they have made that I don't have. And I digress. Side note, because I'm not, I love my makeup routine is very, very simple. But even when I'm not at work, it's got to be some color, and it needs the shade of red. But the lip bar, if anyone wants to have the best for me, I think, because I've tried it all, I think the best red matte lipstick is from the Lip Bar. They've got, and it stays on. This has been on. This is more than 12 hours. And I've done everything. I've eaten. I take that back. I've done everything this month. No, I've eaten and I've been talking all day, is what I mean. But yeah. Can a Nigerian of 50 years old marry a Haiti of 37 years of age? Is the age gap? I think I've had this question before. That's a 13-year age gap. I've seen a 29-year. Not seen. I've represented a couple where the lady was 29 years older than the guy, and it's got a screen card today. So it's not about the age. The big age gap is going to, and they put that in their policy recently, is going to bring about heightened scrutiny. There's no doubt about that. But the question is, what do you have strong bona fide evidence? If you have strong bona fide evidence, then there really isn't going to be, they cannot deny your case because anyway, I digress. They cannot deny your case because of an age gap. That's something, but it is a factor into whether or not it is a bona fide marriage. So I hope that answers your question. Perfect icing on the birthday cake. I'm telling you, just perfect icing on the birthday cake. That's the best way to describe it. And that's when God shows up. I had my citizenship ceremony on my birthday too. Look at God. Look at God. We said 47 approvals minimum. I think we've already actually passed that. And that's, I think we've actually passed that. Because there's quite a number of stuff we don't put on. For instance, I think even just EADs alone this month will probably close to 30. But it's just like, Ashanti just be like, hey, we got this. Like, you just call the client. Or just, there's only so much I can do. So, but we thank God. Is it normal to file for a VAWA case since April this year and still now there are no letters of receipt from immigration? So let me put that to rest for everybody. If you're a client of my firm and you've got a VAWA case that we filed, say like March, April, May, June, July, and you don't have receipt notices, please understand it's not you. I have sent emails to Lockbox email and just tell us I've only gotten one response. It's not you. And this is why there is no case in my firm that we send out that we don't have that we don't send through trackable mail. It's either going to be through USPS or FedEx. And I don't use UPS. I just don't care for it. But USPS or FedEx, you would always have. And so if you're a client, for instance, every single client that has a case that we mail out, you would always get a link to download your file and save a copy for yourself, or would transfer a copy of it into your client folder in our system. And you always get a link to track the package. And that helps in cases like this where USCIS is backlogged a lot on VAR cases. And so as long as you have proof that it was delivered to them, then you're fine. Now, here's another thing you need to know. USCIS, within the last week, updated some filing locations when it has regarding some applications that are related to VAR petitions. So say, for instance, if you are renewing, not initial filing, you're renewing your work authorization that you filed based on an I-485 you filed at the same time with your VAR petition. Keep in mind, USCIS has changed the filing location. They did not make any announcement. It's just on their website. Just because I just have an OCD habit of going and checking. And I tell Isaiah is also like that. He would say, hey, Miss Abby, this has changed. I didn't even know. He actually told me about ISO 165 that has changed. Like, hey, you got to check that out before we send these cases out, because we had some cases going out today. So USCIS has updated filing locations regarding some applications that have to do with VAR. So the best practice is, if you are per se, meaning representing yourself, be sure to go on their website. It's the best thing to do. Confirm your filing location, because if you're sending to the wrong place, that's also going to add to the delay of your case. So you're not alone. Blank space. I don't want to say you're not alone. That's what we're seeing. There's nothing anyone can do. It's just what we're seeing. As long as you're able to track it and you know it was delivered to them, you will get the receipt notices. It's just taking like 200 years for them to send them. Don't know why, but maybe this whole thing of them updating things, hello, Mr. Mamadi, is going to make a difference. It's yet to be seen. We'll see. 3 days African kitchen. My assistant sent me something. I'm telling you, it's been crazy. And so she sent me something about something I was supposed to check out, because I know we talked, but I haven't gotten to that yet. Bear with me. My apologies for the delay. I know it's about, I know we talked about something if you want to come to Alabama, because really, now I know there are a lot of people who like African food like I do. But just bear with me. Now, I don't know what information I can give you, but we'll see. Good evening, Mr. Alad. Hello, Mr. Alad. How are you? Hello, Mr. Blaze. It's good to see you the other day. You both should do a competition. Whoever wins gets their picture put up. Competition about the wall in my room. See, this is a problem with last borns. Y'all think it's all about you. And that's that, and that last born kids always think it's all competition to let's move on. It will be tough deciding what type of there's no competition to be done. Like competition for a wall in my room. If someone's divorce papers is being questioned, where can my sister get the affidavit of a traditional wedding? That's something you prepare. There's no now. Thanks. Good thing you brought that up. The U.S. Department of State, just an FYI, has updated the reciprocity schedule. So they have taken out a lot of information that was helpful in being able to show that customary marriages are dissolved with affidavits and Islamic marriages are dissolved with affidavits. They've taken out a lot of information that will be helpful in being able to prove your case. So be sure that you are aware of what you are trying to get. Because, for instance, misinformation is on that Department of State. There's a part where they said that you get an affidavit of dissolution from the High Court of Justice for customary marriages, which is completely incorrect. But this is just deployed to bring confusion, and because I can guarantee you the Nigerian government did not give them that information. So where it was so clear for many years, it was so clear what you needed to do and all that, they've stripped that all reciprocity information, and it's just like 2 lines. So just something to be aware of when you're filing your case and you didn't have a statutory marriage and you're wondering. But keep in mind that if your divorce document is being questioned, it would depend on what type of divorce. Are you talking customary court document, or is it high court document? If it's a high court divorce decree that's being questioned, you cannot substitute that with an affidavit. So if you are unsure, then it's time for you to sit down with the lawyer and know exactly what you're doing, so you're not going to complicate your case. New York City feels choking too much for me. It's a very fast-paced city. It's very overpopulated, but I love the city. Okay. The leap bar better endorse us having your full collection. I have every color. Not every color. Every shade of anything reddish, wine. I won't say purple, but that's what it looks like. Anything along those lines, I have it. I have the entire. They just brought out this is Mastermind. It's a new Mastermind and Boss Lady. Of course, I had to get something called Boss Lady. And then I create my own shades, and that's what I get. But it is just, if you haven't tried the lip bar, you need to. Do you get lip bar from Target? I order mine online because I just don't have time to go to stores. But you can get it from Target. I think some Walmart carry it as well. I was asked to do biometrics while my kids are to do code 2. So what's your question? Okay. Should I be right? I can't speculate to why you're being asked to do another biometrics. Let's vote. Vote for picture that goes on the wall in my room. Egg, and you TJ aunties. Serious, brother. Take bad. But all these things they're doing to what end, and what do they stand to gain? To make life, trying to frustrate lives for immigrants. That's all. What should I prepare for if my child is filing for me in December? Will I attend an interview? That's up to USCIS to decide. Attorney, customary divorce attorney. It's customary divorce. Okay, sit down with a lawyer, Miss Sophia. This is just the yes or no kind of situation, a basic explanation. This is not for specificity. Specific. I can't even. Specificity. I gotta get it. Hold on. You know that lady that says specificity, because I was like, specificity. This is not for specificity as far as your that's specificity. Yeah. On your case. So, because it's like, no, we're winning now. Specificity. Jeez. Specificity. Okay. This is not for specificity on your case. This is about general information and whether or not it answers your question. So if you need something that is more specific to your case, then it's best for you to sit down with a lawyer. Specificity. All this daily changes as well with God's people. It's I can never find the right shade of red for me. I would check the lip bar, and I love red. So, and keep in mind that you can mix and match their colors for real. I applied for that, and now I have been asked to. Okay, that's the same person. I was like, geez, that's a tongue twister. What can one do after sending I-130 case to USCIS since May, but no acknowledgement letter? And also send email to, and they said they do not have record of the application. I-130 is not the one that you should not have your receipt notice. I-130 is not one. I don't. I mean, I don't. You can lockbox. You can. But did you send? And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Did you send it with trackable mail, in the sense of you have tracking number where it was delivered? And so if that's the case, then they will send it to you. But I-130 is that we don't have any. Knock on wood, I haven't seen any reason why they are delaying anything as far as I-130s are concerned. Okay. Brilliant and sound. Okay. Thank you for the translation. All right, that's good. The way my brain works, that's something I'm going to be saying throughout the whole night, because like specificity. Okay, how long does it? No, let's go. That's not a big. 9:21. Hey, TikTok family. After how many years, my vow was finally approved. Congratulations, and I'm swearing oath next month. Oath on vow case? Oh, you're now a citizen. But congratulations. I'm not sure I understand the vow approved and oath. I guess you now have your green card and all of that. I'm guessing. Happy belated birthday. Thank you. Let's see. Hello, Sean 007. Hello, Mr. Akim. How are you? Jose L, I was going to answer your question, but I see that you've put it more than 2 times, so I'm going to skip it. They have approved my I-130. Congratulations. What's next? What did you file? Are you in the country? Are you consular processing? What's next? How am I supposed to know what's next when I have no information about what you found? Thank you, Erin. Why are VAR receipts delayed? That's exactly what I just explained. I can tell you why, but you'll get it. Can I proceed with getting married to my spouse before my citizenship comes out? You can. The marriage part is not the issue. Well, it's not an issue, but the best thing is, since you are, if you're in the process of your naturalization, just wait until you become a citizen, and so that your spouse can actually file all the paperwork concurrently. Because if you file while you're still a green card holder, then they have to wait before they can file their own green card based on priority dates not being current. Can a derivative citizen get denaturalized? If someone acquired citizenship through a parent, it would depend on if there is something that will affect it. That's maybe if the parent gets denaturalized, that will now consequently lead to the derivative citizen not losing theirs. Also, each person has, because everyone has to be eligible for admissibility as a green card holder. So even on based on their own eligibility for legal permanent residency status, if there's any reason for them not to have been admissible, then that's something that can lead to denaturalization. Sent you an email. I wouldn't know who you are based on your username, but I usually respond to emails within 72 hours. What do I do if my husband left me as soon as I received his 10-year green card and 2 months in the US? I'm sorry to hear that. But that's, I don't represent people trying to get green cards away, take green cards away from people. So if my fiance visited me in the US on a tourist visa, could we get married and him change the status? You can, but be aware that you don't want a situation where he is accused of misrepresentation when he comes in on the tourist visa. So you may want to give it some time. See, as long as that was not his intention coming in. So yeah. How long does it take to receive an answer after you submitted 601? USCIS.gov/processing times. Okay. I would have skipped your question altogether. You know what? I'm just going to remove this person. It's a very simple request. Don't repeat your questions. Oh, yes. I heard about the Louis Vuitton. Is it lipstick or lip balm or lip gloss or something? 400. Hey, to each their own. I mean, if you're buying anything LV, you already know what you're buying. It's a name. You're paying for the name more than the product. So it's not shocking. It's I mean, just like if you're paying for something's got Chanel on it, so you're paying for Louis Vuitton. I mean, if you're paying for something you already know it's going to be expensive, so why are people? I was hearing it all day, like, why are people shocked? You already know. Okay. I did my interview June 2nd. Still don't get it, nothing yet. So what's your question? Lee Chin, long time. I don't know if it's familiar. Okay. Will there be any issues at H-1B stamping interview with approved I-140, I-140 through different EB3? I can tell you whether, hey, Miss Mekki, I can tell you if you're going to have an issue with getting your H-1B stamp. But what I can tell you is H-1B is a dual intent visa. So basically, you're not going to be, you should not be, so should not, big difference between whether or not you will, but you should not, emphasis on should not, be penalized because you have an approved EB3 I-140, and that's because you're allowed to have a dual intent. Basically means that you're allowed to have a non-immigrant intention as well as an immigrant intention. That's the beauty of an H-1B visa. So you should not, but whether or not you will be is left to them to decide. Okay. Okay, let's see. I think that's all the questions we have for tonight. Will USCIS consider a regional high court divorce whereby I petition and represented by my attorney, though I'm here in the US? You couldn't have filed a petition based on the requirements of the Matrimonial Causes Act if you were already here in the United States, because the requirement is if you are a petitioner, then you must have been domiciled in Nigeria. So if you were here and they have, obviously, if you haven't left and you petition, you can petition through a lawyer. It's not accepted. It's not in case. So this is just what the MCA actually requires. So that may be a red flag for you. So If you're already here, why not do a divorce here in the United States? That's one thing I don't understand why people go back to Nigeria and do it. Why not do a divorce here in the United States and save yourself the headache that this whole Nigerian divorce decree, you know, how long a valid case takes to approve. Go on uscis.gov/processing time. All right, people. Okay, so I think that's about all we can take for tonight. It is well. That's all I can say. That's just to summarize everything. It is well. It is well. God says it is well. It is well. It is well with our souls. It is well. It shall be well with us in the morning, in the noon, in the evening time. It is well. It shall be well. In everything that our hands find to do, it shall be well. God has spoken it. It shall be. There's not his word does not return to him void. My husband did his green card interview since March, and also did his fingerprinting since that same March, and we're yet to receive a green card while every one of us already got our 10 years. So what's the question? I mean, I can't, if you're asking why is that sticking to this, there's nothing I can't speak to. I can speculate into what the field office is, why that something's taking why it's taking a while with the field office. But he'll get his. Just I mean, they may just have a reason to look into his file or do some additional background check. There's a whole lot that may be the reason why. But like I was saying, even in your case, it is well. It is well. Don't worry about what you cannot change when you can pray about it and leave it at the altar of grace. If you cannot change it, there's nothing you can do about it. You can only do your part and leave the rest in God's hands. Just decree and declare that, okay, God, it is well because it is now in your hands. I would not be burdened by this because I know that you have promised that you will make my burden light. So leave it there and keep believing and trusting and declaring that it shall be well. It shall be well with everything that concerns you. It shall be well with everything that concerns your children. It shall be well with everything that concerns your immigration status. As you celebrate others, it shall be well. It shall be your turn to be celebrated. So keep declaring, keep decreeing that it shall be well. It is well. When everything looks like it's not well, decree it that it shall be well. It may not look well at the point, but it shall be well. Because you're speaking not because you have any authority on your own, but because you stand on the promises that God has given us, and you decree in the name of Jesus. And when you speak it in the name of Jesus, then you've got to believe that it shall be, that it has come to be, and so shall it be. See you guys on Thursday. Specificity. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.